This is Arkies in the Beltway, your look at national politics and the Arkansans influencing the discussions. I'm Alex Thomas, Washington correspondent for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, reporting from the nation's capital. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Arkies in the Beltway for the week of August 17th, 2025. It's been more than a month since President Donald Trump signed Republicans' massive tax and spending measure into law. Much of the attention toward the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has been on its preservation of the first Trump administration's tax breaks, as well as changes affecting Medicaid and nutrition assistance. But the law also delivers a significant update to agriculture programs, one that farmers and other producers have been wanting for years. Jared Yates serves as Executive Vice President of the Arkansas Farm Bureau. He says Arkansas producers, especially row crop farmers, have been producing some of the best yields in state history, but stagnant commodity prices, inflation, and high input cost have placed pressure on operations across the natural state.
The things they can control, they are controlling them very well. The things they can't control are causing the issues for them.
The Senate and House of Representatives were supposed to pass a new farm bill authorizing agriculture, nutrition, and rural development programs in September 2023. Lawmakers, however, were unable to accomplish this and instead extended the standing 2018 law on two different occasions. Senator John Boozman of Rogers leads the Senate Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry Committee. He says it would have been easy to tweak the 2018 farm bill, but it would not have been a good move.
The problem was that because of inflation, that's what changed everything. Resetting the financial part of the farm bill became very expensive.
Boozman and Republicans got an opportunity to change agriculture programs in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act thanks to the reconciliation process. This mechanism allows the Senate and House to approve legislation with simple majority votes, as long as the measure only addresses government revenues and spending.
The reason we were able to do it this time was Congress realized how difficult it is in the ag economy right now, because with very, very high input cost, very low commodity prices, it costs more to produce a crop than you can sell it for.
One of the most significant changes to agriculture programs involves reference prices for commodities. The law raises these levels, which are the foundation of revenue loss and crop price programs. Will Maples is an associate professor with Mississippi State University's Department of Agricultural Economics. He says the change will provide producers with better support, especially because current reference prices have not been updated since the 2014 Farm Bill.
Producers have been at a point where cost of production has far outpaced prices for their commodities, and increased reference prices is one of the biggest things they're asking for in this new bill. Increasing those reference prices, the influx of just building a more solid safety net under producers is one of the biggest positives of the new legislation.
There is an issue with the timing of payments reflecting these new reference prices. While the law applies the changes to the ongoing crop year, farmers may not see payments reflecting these levels until the fall of 2026. The Senate and House approved $31 billion in economic and disaster relief at the end of last year, as they struggled to pass a new farm bill. Yates says Congress should consider another round of financial assistance.
A lot of farmers are going to be making decisions again after harvest about buying seed again, preparing for the next crop year, and all of those financial decisions are going to be tough to make without some assistance between now and the end of the year.
Boozman says he's unsure if Congress needs to approve more ad hoc assistance, but recognizes 2025 is not shaping up to be a good year for crop production. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act additionally updates crop insurance programs with a boost to beginning farmer and rancher benefits. Boozman notes there's even a new pilot insurance program for poultry growers.
They have drought, extreme heat, things like that. Their utility cost increase. So just really recognizing that all sectors of agriculture need a safety net. And again, we were able to step up and provide that, which I think is very much appreciated.
The sweeping tax and spending measure did not address every title of a more traditional farm bill. Boozman and other lawmakers have been discussing a skinny farm bill to cover unresolved issues, such as rural development. Beyond remaining Farm Bill programs, Maples is keeping his eyes on if the Trump administration or Congress will consider action on agricultural trade. His interest follows the United States and China agreeing to delay sizable tariffs on each other until mid-November, as well as the president's push for tariffs and trade wars with China and other countries.
Since the last trade war, if you look at us versus Brazil's their preferred customer. We're always going to be second now to Brazil. China's been losing population the last 2 years, and that's projected to continue on. So we need the Chinese market, but as far as a growth driver, I have questions about going forward.
During the first Trump presidency, the Department of Agriculture provided producers with billions of dollars in financial assistance in response to other countries placing tariffs on American crops, hogs, and dairy. The White House is pursuing its trade policies as the United States continues to record agricultural trade deficits. The Department of Agriculture forecasts the U.S. will end the current fiscal year with a $49.5 billion trade deficit, an increase from nearly $32 billion at the end of fiscal year 2024. We talked on last week's Arkies in the Beltway about the stress awaiting Congress after the August recess to avoid a government shutdown this fall, but members of Congress have other reasons to approve the annual spending measures besides just keeping the government open. Senators and House members hope to secure federal dollars for projects back in their states and districts. Lawmakers submit these requests, which are commonly known as earmarks. Representative Steve Womack of Rogers is a senior House appropriator.
Particularly our smaller communities cannot resource these projects by themselves. They're very expensive projects.
Womack has secured nearly $109 million for 15 projects in northwest Arkansas. This includes $59 million for the Springdale Northern Bypass. In the Arkansas Delta, Representative Rick Crawford has 9 approved projects, totaling more than $32 million. This includes $6.5 million for expanding Osceola Harbor's inland waterway in Mississippi County. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers made that request to the congressman.
The 1st District of Arkansas is hands down the largest steel-producing district in the nation, and that is largely contained in Mississippi County. The Osceola port is necessary to be able to feed those mills, and we've got to have that project done.
Representative Bruce Westerman of Hot Springs secured around $27 million for 3 projects. Those projects include a new taxiway at Texarkana Regional Airport and construction at the former Army-Navy General Hospital in Hot Springs. Senate appropriators are continuing to review project requests, but Senator Bozeman so far has received approval for 42 projects, totaling $262 million. Senator Tom Cotton and Representative French Hill did not submit any request. Both lawmakers have a record of opposing earmarks. A look at what some Arkansas lawmakers were doing last week as the August recess continues. Representative Westerman traveled to Iowa, where he met with Energy Secretary Chris Wright, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, and Iowa's federal lawmakers. Westerman and the group spoke with scientists regarding energy research and related investments in the Hawkeye State, Westerman taking part in those discussions, given his role as chair of the House Natural Resources Committee. Senator Cotton made a series of appearances across the natural state. Cotton of Little Rock visited Heartland Whole Health Institute and Walmart's home office in Bentonville, as well as the 189th Airlift Wing in Arkansas's capital city. And that'll do it for this edition of Arkies in the Beltway for the week of August 17th, 2025. You can stay up to date with all news involving Arkansas at arkansasonline.com. Special thanks, as always, to the team down in Little Rock. I'm Alex Thomas, and this has been Arkies in the Beltway. Thanks for listening.